a choice we're making. We saving our life. It's true, we'll make a brighter day. Just you and me. You know what my makeup artist wanted to do? We decided that let's do, because it's a Thursday, let's play with our faces on stage. Let's see what we can do. So she didn't know that the camera is on me yet, and here we are. Moments with Taikins. I love what we came in with. We are the world. Where's my makeup artist? Come and do it on air. Let's see, so that they can know that this is a particular person that is in charge of face painting at Opportune TV. Welcome, Lagos, Nigeria. We're glad to have you again on Moments with Taikins. This program comes to your view Mondays through Friday, and this is where we tell meaningful stories, where we try as much as possible to inspire you. If you think that you're going through a phase at this moment, or you're having challenges, you cannot pay your rent, you cannot pay your school fees, your children's school fees, you cannot pay food, it's even difficult for you to feed with and to take care of your family. Hey, it's a phase, it will go. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is our president today, has gone through so many phases in life, but with the support of God Almighty on his side, he became the president. Don't think that he became the president because he had money. No, there was a time he had nothing. He was a nobody. Read my lips. The current president was a nobody. Mandela was a nobody. Michael Jackson was a nobody. King Sunny Ade was a nobody. Chief Commander Ebenezer Obey was a nobody. Once upon a time, Taye Akikpelu, this girl, this Tontolomi that you're looking at, was a nobody. If I tell you my story, maybe one of these days I will ask my manager programs, Miriam, okay, to take over the seat while I'll be the guest, so that you all will understand that in life, we'll have to go through these phases. And the way we're able to accept it, the way we're able to work with it, makes us a better personality at the end of the day. I'm sure you'll be looking at me like, it's because you guys had money. No, there was never money anywhere. I didn't inherit money. None of us inherited money. None of these names we've mentioned inherited money. Now, if you talk of Michael Jackson, he's one artist I love to follow. Even on social media, while I was alive, when I was growing up. You know, his parents gave him everything. They made sure they walked through him to become what he is today. At some point in life, he complained that, hey, they didn't allow me have my youthful days. I didn't enjoy growing up as a child. My mom would wake me up to say, okay, come and see, look at this and all of that. And he made Bobby Brown his role model. And today, Michael Jackson became like Bobby Brown. I remember the day we went to India. I traveled to India with some of my friends. I have my Indian friend. She's always here on Moments with Taikins, and you've seen the endorsements. When we got there, I couldn't speak their language. But hey, Mount Abu is like our Orioke here in Lagos or in Nigeria, where you go to pray to God and ask for everything you wanted. That's the same way Mount Abu is. Like you're going to Jerusalem, like you're going to Mecca, Medina. That's the way Mount Abu is. All over the country, all over the world, people come to Mount Abu to usher their prayer to God Almighty. And God, in a way, answers. You know, you'll be wondering why you have to go to Mount Abu. It's an experience. It's an adventure. So whatever it is you're going through right now, I'm still waiting for my makeup artist to come and paint this face of mine, so that you will know that for us to be on each program, early starters, Balaye, Moments with Taikins, somebody did some magic to this face, because we are not as beautiful as we feel. Am I talking too much? Anyway, welcome to Moments with Taikins, where we tell you meaningful stories and where we bring to you interesting topics of concern. What other topic are we looking at today? Find out when we return from this break. We'll be right back.
So let us have a world of ordinary people, living life the way God wants us to. And if we have a world of ordinary people, extraordinary.
Hello there, uncles and aunties, girls and boys, my dear divine brothers and sisters, and kids and kiddos. I hope life is going on very well. If not also, the meaning of life is just to go on and to fly and to flow with the life. There are many things that we need to understand, the secrets of time and about relationships, about everything. You have any puzzles, you want to understand about your happiness index, want to increase your emotional health, mental health, and make life easy and happy. If you have a story to share, your journey, your experience can inspire and help people to face the rough patch of lives. Do connect on Moments with Taikins from Monday to Friday from 11 to 12 noon on Opera TV every Monday to Friday. To connect, do care, to share. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you. Let me appreciate the editor that did that endorsement. Thank you to all the team that put that up, especially Wasil Nasir. Thank you very much. And thank you to Mariam Oketu. You all did a very good job there. Thank you. The background, the picture quality, everything is top notch. Thank you very much. I love you all. So let me not take too much of your time, because I'm sure you are interested in knowing what we'll be talking about today. Before I let you into our talking point, for me, I can speak a little bit of Edo. I can speak Akwa Ibom, Calabar. I can speak Igbo fluently. I can write, I can read, I can speak, I can converse appropriately in Igbo language. Now, I can speak my Yoruba too. But do you know that growing up, I couldn't speak Yoruba because of Igbo language? I thought that the language I listened or I understood growing up was our language, which was Igbo language, though Tailolu, my name, and I understand that this is Baba Abeji, my parents, Iya Abeji, and Auntie Kudi. I know that this, but because of the youthful thing, I couldn't understand that Yoruba was actually my language until we moved out of that environment, which is the eastern part of Nigeria, down to Lagos State. And let me shock you again. I couldn't converse appropriately in Yoruba language until I started this program. I started the business broadcasting. And when I got to Radio Lagos, hey, that was where I got to know how to speak Yoruba language appropriately. Though I still have my flaws, but yet I now understand that this is who I am, my identity, your language, your identity. So this morning on Moments with Taikins, we will be looking at language barrier. Why should language be a barrier in any environment you find yourself? I told you something before we went on a short break. Language barrier is our talking point. That I was in India a few years ago. I noticed a particular person that went with me from Nigeria didn't converse with any other person, didn't even talk to any other person apart from me. Agbon Koton Wigari. Though they speak in English, and I told her, enjoy the moment. Language shouldn't be a barrier for you. Enjoy where you have found yourself. And she said, they are too religious, they are too spiritual. I said, that's why we are here. If you go to Orioke Olorun Kole, you will still experience the same thing. Because you are Yoruba does not mean that every other person does not have the right to speak their language. Now, is language barrier a problem? Why should it be a problem? Again, we were in South Africa sometimes ago in 2011. And when we got to South Africa, South Africans, they will speak English and speak their language. They will speak English and speak Swahili. They don't care whether you understand it or not. Just like we do sometimes on Moments with Taikins, because they believe that all over the world where people are watching them, it is not only Oyibo people that are there. We have other African countries that are watching their programs. Sometimes when we want to talk or when we are into the program proper, we add a little bit of Yoruba. You see it on early starters. That's because everyone is watching all over Nigeria. If you have knee concert and you are fortunate to tune to channel 126, you will find Opera Tune TV. So on Opera, we are not language biased. So to do justice to the talking point, while we'll expect a Chief Dr. Okpai to come and do justice, who is our guest this morning, let me quickly run through this with my colleague, Michael Armstrong. How are you? No, there's a name they gave you. Pro what now? Proclivity?
Yes, proclivity.
Eh?
Proclivity.
Why did you say proclivity?
Sorry. It was just
All right, why do they call you Mr. Proclivity?
We had a meeting.
Okay.
We had a meeting, production meeting.
Uh-huh.
As we had a meeting, so they were busy talking about some points. And I said, but my proclivity, everybody said,
oh, wow. So what's the meaning of proclivity?
Discipline.
Your discipline.
Discipline, character, manner, the way you do things.
A cabo.
Yeah,
A cabo. So language barrier, what does it mean to you?
Well,
because it's like how many languages can you speak?
I can speak 4 fluently.
4 fluently? One?
English, Yoruba, Esperanto.
Ìwọ gbọ́ Yorùbá, o lè sọ Yorùbá.
Gidi.
Gidi. Okay. Third.
Esperanto.
Which one is Esperanto? Espanol?
The Esperanto is a mixture of Spanish, French, and the Scandis. It was used those days just to stop the language barrier thing in Europe. And so everybody can speak every other person's language.
Yeah.
So the war should stop, because those days they were being attacked by the Tatar-Mongolian era. So they had to create Esperanto. That, okay, we can speak a bit of your language, we take a bit of the language.
Which is important.
Let us see how, so that's why they call it Europa, mother of Europe. So we're born by Europa, mother of Europe. So everybody's language have a meaning to every other person's language. That's how they came about Europe.
Okay.
So with that language, they teamed up to be able to fight their enemies.
Now you just mentioned Yoruba, English, what?
Esperanto.
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 Karama epo. So the 4th one.
French.
French. Now say, okay, French. Ṣé kájọ dálẹ̀ kájọ tún ṣá?
My French is like between 30 to 40%.
Okay,
because
parlez-vous français?
Oui.
Huh?
Oui.
All right. Now say, greet them in French.
Bonjour tout le monde. Bonjour Africa. Bonjour Nigeria. Bonjour les men. Bonjour monsieur. Bonjour mademoiselle. Tout la français, tout la Armstrong, Michel Armstrong, tout appel. Excellent moment is with Taikins. Excellent tout le moment. Excellent tout le vastia.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay. The other one, what now?
Esperanto.
Esperanto. You say good morning to them and let them know that they are on to Moments with Taikins.
Okay. Tout le matin, tout le matin, tout le matin, tout le blanc, tout le matin, tout le Armstrong, Michel, Senior Armstrong, Senior Michel, tout le matin, momento de la Taikins, momento de la Nigeria, tout momento to lingual, to la Nigeria, to la prop.
Okay. Oh, now say hello to them in Yoruba. Let them understand that this is Moments with Taikins. Èdè mẹ́rin tó gbọ́ yẹn mo fẹ́ kó o sọ.
Okay. Ẹ káàbọ̀, ẹ káàárọ̀, gbogbo Nàìjíríà tẹ́ ti ń wò wá, gbogbo ibikíbi tẹ́ ti ń wò wá. Lọ́kọ̀ọ̀kan a kàn sọ pé ká kí yín. Ọmọ ẹ káàárọ̀ oòjíire nílẹ̀ Yorùbá wa ní gbogbo ibi tí ẹ ti wà. A ní ká kí yín pé a wà ní ìkọ́ Moment with Taikins pẹ̀lú ọ̀gá wa, pẹ̀lú màdámù wa, pẹ̀lú ẹnìkan tí ń dún wọ̀nyí lórí.
Èmi ni mo dún wọ̀nyí yẹn.
Amóhùnmáwòrán ní Nàìjíríà wa.
Amóhùnmáwòrán Opera Tune TV. What am I doing one? Oh God, this is getting interesting. All right, now according to what I have here,
Okay.
a barrier to communication between people who are unable to speak a common language is language barrier.
Okay.
Now, should that be a problem? Should language barrier be a problem?
If you understand creation, maybe that's why we attended maybe university or whatever we attended. Under the principle of education, under the principle of creation, you understand that each language connotes your locality, your ecosystem, where you're coming from. Like, for example, now, the so-called French we speak came from Latin. Yes, came from Latin. There were service people in Latin. Not even the Latin they speak. The Italian came from Latin. And Latin is not originally Italian. It came from the Latinites, from the Grecians.
You understand it very well.
So the thing there is this. This language were created just to tell one or two persons that this person is from this locality.
This is your identity.
This is the identity. And shockingly, English was created.
English was created.
Yes.
How
there was
come?
no language
How
before.
come everyone now speak English?
Yes.
And we now see other languages as what is this now?
Lingua franca?
No.
What?
There is this word that parents usually use for their children. Don't speak vernacular.
Yeah.
That's your identity, and you said you don't speak vernacular. So how was English able to put all of that together? Now everyone is speaking English, except for Chinese people and Indians too. They are also trying to learn how to speak English.
The most internationally spoken language used to be English.
Internationally accepted language.
Language used to be English, but it's now a little bit Spanish. Now the thing there is this: the English people. I had to call this woman's name. She was the last of the Tudor clan, Queen Elizabeth the First.
May God rest her soul.
She came up with knowing that they are being controlled, ruled by so many other tribes. You understand? So after some time, England, before the word England, we have the Sarmatians, the Sarmatians, and the Saxons. These are the three major tribes. Before you know, we now have the Cumans, the Druids, the Celtics. They all came with their language barrier. So the English people, since they were called Lower Saxony then, so they had to come and say, okay, let us behave internationally. Let us remove ourselves from this mental slavery. Let us stop serving Europe. All these big wigs in Europe, they now say, let us educate our people. They don't have money. So that's where this person came to the light, William Shakespeare.
Yeah.
So William Shakespeare came with playlets. And inside those playlets, he started, using words like boom, lampoon, tampoon. They were created by William Shakespeare. So the so-called grammar. So they were now using the playlets to educate the public. So just to form English. So after a time, they found out that the English was still looking like the German language known as Saxony. So they now started teaching themselves how to formerly, just imagine, there was nothing like good money. Night was nigget. You understand? So they now said, okay, let us funkify ourselves through the French, because the French were funkalized people. They saw them as the majority in Europe who have language and character. So the British learned from the French. So before you know, they started Marinizing the word. Now they came about speaking English. And don't forget, they were called Inglaterra, which is the territory of the Angles. So the word English came from the word Anglish, which is known as a geographical location. People speaking the language from this geographical location. That's where it came from.
Thank you very much. And another question is language barrier a problem? Should it be a problem?
No, it's not a problem. It's just a locality. Tell you where the belief system, like you mentioned Indian, telling you the belief system of those people. Telling you, like, somebody was shocked that I told him that before the year runs out, I will speak Mandarin. Because I'll be going for lecture on Mandarin, I'm going for lecture on some language. So why do you need that? I said I can be a language ambassador. He was just looking
You
at
want
me.
to be a linguist?
Yeah.
Mm.
He said, you speak because a lot of people see it as a barrier, but under the
Shouldn't
word,
be.
it's not a barrier. It's a type of learning. It's also a type of
And
you
again, some
knowing.
people will find themselves in an environment, and instead of them to learn, you start with, how do you greet? How do you say good morning? Báwo lẹ ṣe ń kíra yín lá-" You know, for instance, I have a lot of Indian friends, you know, and when we talk, they want to hear, they want to understand what you're saying. Then you hear what, like, can you tell me what did you just say? I said, Ekaro. Do you understand? Even the South Africans too. They said in Nigeria, we don't have identity. And they used one person, a broadcast journalist too, they used him as a guinea pig because instead of him to refer to himself as Kende, he said he's Kenny. You know, so the South Africans never liked that. You know, so now, as Nigerians, when you find yourself in an environment, you hear words like, we don't speak, Yorubas don't speak pidgin. Yorubas don't know how to speak pidgin. But we can converse appropriately in English. But that shouldn't be. If you find yourself in Warri, it's still Nigeria. You should be able to say, how you doing now, but Abodi. You should be able to communicate in their own dialect in Warri, you know. That's Delta State, still in Nigeria. If you're in TV, you should be able to say the simplest word is what anyone can learn, you know. But some will just say, you know. And we are always very scared of people who doesn't speak the same language as us. So should language be a barrier once again?
Language shouldn't be a barrier. It shouldn't be a barrier. It's a gift. It's a gift, and it's also a how will I call it? I'll call it response to humanity, response to mankind, because we all have different. The word used in philosophy is called philosophia. You understand? So the philosophia is giving you the freedom of speech, freedom of character, and understanding every other person's view, not just your view. There's a popular saying in Yoruba, you understand? So the thing there is that when such thing is being spoken, you understand the think tank among other people.
Think tank.
Yes. You also know that these people are gifts to you. We can come together and create something unique.
Coming together to create something unique as a Nigerian. Or Nigerian.
Nigerian.
No, we are Nigerians.
If it's French, you say Nigerian.
Nigerian.
Nigerian. Why? If it is Spanish, you say some people call it Nigeria. Nigeria. It's their tongue.
Yes, the
Their
tongue. The tongue. But the most important thing for us as Nigerians, as Yoruba people especially, because we don't speak pidgin and we are not interested in learning on any other language. Anyway, language barrier is our talking point this morning on Moments with Taikins. We'll go on a short break. When we return, my guest is here. We'd love to hear from her. We'll be right back.
Hello there, uncles and aunties, girls and boys, my dear divine brothers and sisters, and kids and kiddos. I hope life is going on very well. If not also, the meaning of life is just to go on and to fly and to flow with the life. There are many things that we need to understand, the secrets of time and about relationships, about everything. You have any puzzles, you want to understand about your happiness index, want to increase your emotional health, mental health, and make life easy and happy. If you have a story to share, your journey, your experience can inspire and help people to face the rough patch of lives. Do connect on Moments with Taikins from Monday to Friday from 11 to 12 noon on Opera TV every Monday to Friday. To connect, to care, to share. Namaste.
Ohun àbáláyé ètò kan gbòógì tá a gbé kalẹ̀ fún àṣà, ìṣe àti ìtàn ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. A ó máa kọ́ nípa àwọn ohun àlùmọ́nì ilẹ̀ wa, ìmúlò ewé àti egbò, ìtumọ̀ àti ìwádìí lórí àwọn ohun tó ta kókó. Discover the essence of our roots. Join us and reconnect with the beauty of our identity every Saturday, 7 to 8 p.m. Ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Sátidé, aago 7 sí 8 àṣálẹ́ pẹ̀lú ọmọ yín Mòrónmúbọ̀ Fátúnlá. Ohun àbáláyé, the treasures of Yoruba heritage.
KG5F Security Services. We are dependable, reliable, proficient, and gallant always. KG5F Security Services, officially licensed by the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Our services include general office security, personal security, asset protection, protocol services, physical security, aviation security, loss prevention, escort protection, security patrols, and access control. We are available 24/7. KG5F Security Services also provide installation of security gadgets such as CCTV camera, alarms, special communication equipment, and so on. Gallant security personnel are needed nationwide with attractive working benefits. Contact KG5F Head Office at 45 Prince Adeyemi Street off Governors Road, Ikotun, Lagos, or our branch office 25 Yaya Baton Road, adjacent Nationwide Petrol Station, Ogba, Lagos. Call 09161514318 for inquiries. KG5F Security Services, to serve and protect. Blue Lagoon.
So let us have a world of ordinary people.
Living life the way God wants us to. Welcome back. It's Moments with Taikins. We're still here on our talking points. This morning, like I said when we started, is language barrier. And I want to say a very big thank you to Michael Armstrong for coming on board to do justice to our talking point. Again, I have another woman at the studio with me. She's Chief Dr. Mrs. Chinyere Okpe. And she's popularly known as Adaoweri. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. How you doing?
Aro Dikwage? No.
No, I need more from my. You need more from my.
Dalu.
Chukwueze.
Dalu.
Sike.
Dalu. Chukwugozege. Okay, we want to say thank you very much for joining us on Moments with Taikins. You can see the community. You can see the way we converse in Igbo language, yeah. Which means if you cannot speak any other language apart from Yoruba, if you're Yoruba and you cannot speak any other language apart from Yoruba, Omo, you are missing. Because everywhere you find yourself, you will find other people do their language there, but you need to learn. And in learning, it will give you a whole lot of advantage. Okay, language barrier is what we're looking
Living life the way God wants us to. And if we have a world of ordinary people, extraordinary.
Hello there, uncles and aunties, girls and boys, my dear divine brothers and sisters, and kids and kiddos. I hope life is going on very well. If not also, the meaning of life is just to go on and to fly and to flow with the life. There are many things that we need to understand, the secrets of time and about relationships, about everything. You have any puzzles, you want to understand about your happiness index, want to increase your emotional health, mental health, and make life easy and happy. If you have a story to share, your journey, your experience can inspire and help people to face the rough patch of lives. Do connect on Moments with Taikins from Monday to Friday from 11 to 12 noon on Opera TV every Monday to Friday. To connect, to care, to share. Namaste.
Stay connected. Take good care of you. Om Shanti. Thank you very much, Sister Gautumi. Language barrier is our talking point this morning. I told you before we have before that small break that we have the presence of Chief Dr. Chinyere Okpe, popularly known as Adao Were, at the studio on board Moments with Taikins with me this morning. Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, my dear.
No.
Take him.
Ano m ọfụma.
Ị na-eme ọfụma.
Arụ dị m mkpa.
Afro me and I hold the game.
Daalụ.
Hello, my sister.
Yes, ma'am. What does language barrier mean to you?
Language barrier, yeah. Like I tell people, it's good to know my language and know your own.
Hmm.
Most people will say, it doesn't matter, I just understand my what I wanted the language to. As pidgin, I'm going to the grassroots.
Yes, grassroots.
So they will tell you, I don't know my language, what I wanted the language. You don't need the language, but you are in their country, you are in the town.
You are in their state.
In their state, and you are living with them.
Mm.
Like we said in the last time, if you marry or you live in an environment, you'll be able to pick one or two things. From them.
Yes.
Or some don't care. My father retired the police officer and we live in barracks. I was able to pick somewhere, but I'm not a master of any of them. But at least when a those person speaks, I know this is Edo.
Yeah, this is Edo.
When Igbo speaks from any part of Igbo, I know this is from Omahia, this is from Owerri. So it's very good for us to know language, because if you don't study or don't know it, they will cheat you. For instance, if I go to buy something from Yoruba, Igbo, I mean, they speak Igbo with other people. When I get, the Rora, the Taikins for me 1 naira, kilo.
You don't tani,
You don't tani. Yobani, so there's that Igbo, Igbo, say you go. There's nothing I don't understand, but the only thing, sometimes you pretend to know their reaction. By the time you throw that language, they know, they speak, everything will be subsided. So it's good to learn and then be able to study other people's language. Don't say, I beg, I don't need this person, I don't need this person. I want to speak only. I'm an Owerri woman. But most of them I don't speak Owerri. I speak generally. But by the time I chip in Owerri, only I want Owerri. That's where the name comes from.
Ada Owerri. What does Ada Owerri mean?
The first daughter of an Owerri person or Igbo person.
Okay, the first daughter
Yes.
of an Igbo man
Or woman.
or woman.
I'm from Owerri. They call me Adore because I'm from Owerri. If
And
I'm
because
from
you are the
Anambra,
first daughter.
I'm not the first daughter, but that's the name given to me.
Okay.
On air or on my program.
Okay,
On TV,
okay.
Just a stage name. But most times when I anchor Igbo programmers, I speak Owerri.
Oh, I see.
You understand?
I see.
If you're an Anambra person and you're anchoring, you're speaking Anambra, someone say Abakaleke.
Abakaleke.
That's your mother
Hey,
tongue.
Abakaleke, that's where I grew up. Oh, I attended Station Urban Primary School, Abakaleke.
Wow.
Yes.
So it's
So
good.
I'm an Igbo born.
Igbo born, but Yoruba blood.
But Yoruba blood.
Yes.
But Igbo, you know, some of us who are born, whose parents are military
Yes.
people, men, you will not live in one place. You'll be moving from one place to another.
Moving your
And
family
yes,
too.
you'll be moving along with your family. So that gives you an edge above every other person around you. That okay, we grew up in an intertribal environment where we have Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Edo, everybody coming
Calabar.
together, and Calabar, you know, coming together, you will learn. I remember growing up when one of our neighbors, if she calls her daughter, Celestina, that one will say, Ma, the next thing the mother will say is, Asaswalie. Thought I kill you there.
we are okay from Abakaleke.
No. Celestina Edo now. Edo. Asaswalie. Because she wouldn't respond to her mother's calling on time. So the mother would just go ahead to curse. Another one will say, Christiana, Ma. She will ask, where are you coming from? She say, I went to Griko. Then the mother will now respond by saying, Ejeneva de Gbewe. Where you they come from? So now I go kill you. You understand?
People are really and you are grabbing.
Yes,
But they
as
didn't
a
know the
young
meaning of-
child.
Yes, he didn't
No,
know the meaning of-
I didn't know the meaning.
Okay.
But later in life, when I started mixing with friends, and I'll now ask, what's the meaning of Ejeneva de Gbewe? Ejuwe Shagbewe. That's Edo. That's Esan.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Ejuwe Shagbewe. Ejuwe Shagbewe means where you dey go, na go kill you. Ejeneva de Gbewe means where you dey come from, na go kill you. Do you understand? So, as a child, you learn. When you say don't speak vernacular, if I'm in Edo State, if you speak, I will understand. I understand what they're saying. So it's a natural gift. But most times, as Nigerians, why is it difficult for us to, some of us, why is it very difficult for us to understand other people's language?
Well, I feel it's interest.
Okay.
I feel it's interest. Some don't have interest in other people's language.
Some are not interested.
Some not interested. I'm sorry if you, what am I doing with it? Like I tell somebody, I say, look, most places I go, I walk in a place one time, I was speaking my language and English. So one day I received a phone call, then when I was much younger, I was speaking to my messenger in the former place. So normally they used to tell me, oh girl, she kill him, mama, you know that kind of thing. And I do as if I don't hear. That I was in my office speaking to my messenger in Yoruba. Báwo ni ọ̀gá ń kọ́? Tí wọ́n pè ní Yorùbá tó ṣe ilé ọ̀gá. Tí ní àkíní. Láì gbọ́ Yorùbá, láti fẹ́ ẹ̀bùn pa kò dáhùn. See the if I didn't understand, and they will still play with me. I still tell them to go and get me things. But if I did not understand, I wouldn't know what they are saying about me. So what I say, they might kill me, bro. Pé mo gbọ́ Yorùbá, now you go suffer. But I know she told some who are not.
They're now very conscious.
So whenever I go, you see the barrier. You see why you should be able to speak other language, even if you don't want to say it to everybody. For your own interest, your own interest. But there will be a time I don't understand how some that people.
Yeah, you can.
Area around that material.
Barra.
So some will say, they will speak. I'll just pick those ones. When I want to buy something, I'll say, I'll just pick those ones. They say, you speak as I know you. Very important to understand other people's. I wish I can understand more than the ones I have.
What are the causes of language barrier?
Causes of language barrier, like I said, is lack of interest.
And how do you fix language barrier?
I do feel that to learn.
At what point should one learn other languages?
I believe it's when you're growing, like you said.
As a child.
If you don't get it as a child, I'm sorry. When you grow, you may not. You won't even catch. You'll be understanding, but you can't speak.
How did we arrive at don't speak vernacular with my child? Because you hear the Igbo man will say don't speak vernacular with my pikin. Yoruba will say don't speak vernacular. And when we now speak the English self, it is still vernacular English.
Vernacular English. That is it. Like when I was
how did we arrive at that?
Like when I was, it depends on the parents, let me not tell you.
Oh, that's true.
When we are growing up, like I told my father was a retired police officer. So he would tell us, this young batin but you are no one here and speak Igbo. So I used to, because we went to then it was probably primary school and secondary school. So we are speaking Yoruba. And I always say, anybody that speaks Yoruba here will not eat, I'll flog you.
They did not give you Yoruba name?
You gave some of us. My mother gave, not my father. Neighbors will give. Neighbors normally will give.
Because
it depends. So we'll be speaking in Yoruba. You just turn to Igbo automatically. That is even till today when I speak with my siblings, we'll be speaking Yoruba, we'll be speaking Igbo. Just like that.
You know that for us to cure language barrier, I think we should take it from the cradle.
Yes,
I tell you, I'm missing my mom. Because anytime I want to say anything to my mom, she's Yoruba, but she understands Igbo fluently. She can read Igbo language, she can speak, she can communicate well in Igbo language. So anytime I go to the house and I want to talk to her, there is a guest around. I just I'll give it to her. She will read it. Then she will rest. Oh my goodness, I'm really missing my mom. Sincerely, I am. And my dad will be there looking at the two of us. My dad will just nod. He understands it too because he was also a retired police officer before he became a lawyer. But he didn't discourage us. If he comes back from work and I'm not there and I'm not at home, he will ask my mom, "Oh, mommy, da, My mom will say, ó wà lọ́dọ̀ ìyá Chikodi. And when it comes to ìyá Chikodi, I am there, I'm sleeping. I will eat their food anyway, láti kékeré ni ná. I will eat their food, I will play with them, I will do all manner of things with them. There was communal living then. We were not secluded from every other person by fencing ourselves around. It was a communal environment, you know. So I feel that for us to cure language, but in my own term and view, I want to implore every parent to please encourage your children to learn other languages. Now imagine the foreigners are coming down to Nigeria to learn how to speak Yoruba language. And I see in 5 years to come, Oyibo people will, they've even started it. They will be the ones. They will be the ones to teach us Yoruba language. This language that we are taking for granted, and our language is our identity. You know, we should encourage it. So, what's your own opinion, too, ma'am?
Same thing, because they should be taught. Not I don't want him to or her to.
And Yoruba language or Igbo language shouldn't be an option.
It shouldn't be an option. Let them
over French.
Let it be first. In that mother tongue must be there. At least learn your own. Then from knowing their own mother tongue, they should be able to learn others. When a child doesn't even know what is coming in her own language, how will she understand another one? Most parents will say, let me tell you, I know most of my uncles that are in abroad, they speak Owe more than me, but they learn it from the scratch. So my advice is that try and let your children understand their language, other Nigerian languages, then others will be second.
I remember sometimes ago, years ago, during the reign of Professor Babs Fafunwa, when he was the Minister for Education, he advised, as at that time he advocated that Nigerians, schools should teach children in the language they understand. If you want to teach English, teach them in the language they understand. Mathematics, teach them in the language they understand, because then they were like, the students were not doing very well in the subject. So he went out there to advocate and sensitize the public, teachers, that they should teach children in the language they understand. That we should put an end to referring to our own language as vernacular, you know. So anyway, it's moments with Taikins. I know you want to be part of this conversation. Please, we'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll continue with the program. Stay, please.
Hello there, uncles and aunties, girls and boys, my dear divine brothers and sisters, and kids and kiddos. I hope life is going on very well. If not also, the meaning of life is just to go on and to fly and to flow with the life. There are many things that we need to understand. The secrets of time and about relationships, about everything. You have any puzzles? You want to understand about your happiness index, want to increase your emotional health, mental health, and make life easy and happy. If you have a story to share, your journey, your experience can inspire and help people to face the rough patch of lives. Do connect on Moments with Taikins from Monday to Friday from 11 to 12 noon on Opera TV. Every Monday to Friday. To connect, to care, to share. Namaste.
Are you looking for a good school? Look no further. Trinity International College is the best place for your child. Trinity International College is a purpose-built co-educational school with a full boarding facility. It is committed to giving every child the best quality education in a serene environment with an unflinching focus on excellence in academic and moral values in partnership with Christ. We offer both Nigerian and British curriculum using our well-equipped facilities. A school with a difference, a school where we can groom confident, well-behaved, creative and innovative thinkers. We encourage big aspiration among our students and make them believe in their dreams. The teachers are trained to accommodate varying capacity, providing individual attention to every child to ensure none is lost in the crowd. Call your child today. For inquiries, call
Welcome back. It's Moments with Taikins. Oh no, we cannot take calls because we need to go now. In closing, ma, let me say this. When you work in a when you are in a work environment, there is need. I want to advise all of us before we go on Moments with Taikins this morning, because our talking point is language barrier. You shouldn't hold back. If you work in the midst of Igbo people, don't hold back. And don't look down on anybody. That this one is Ajokuta Mamumi, this one is Nyemiri Abi. That's what they say. Yeah. They say Nyemumiri is the Igbo. Nyemumiri, give me water. You know, because Nyemumiri, that's it. But Yorubas will call it Nyamiri. It's Nyemumiri. Then Yorubas are referred to as Ajokuta Mamu. No, they refer to Igbo people as Ajokuta Mamumi. That's when they eat solid food without taking water. Please, we should put a stop to it. Because there is no way you will have complete Yorubas around you. We need to learn. We need to understand every word. Karo, good morning. Ndewo, ututu oma. You know? Kachifo, good night. Kukwana lafia is Hausa. God will give you a lafia. You know? Zekuchi abinchi is come and eat in Hausa dialect. So please, we should encourage ourselves as Nigerians, because we are one. We are now at the level of this one is Igbo, this one is Yoruba, this one is Niger Delta, this one. I don't know why we got to where we are, you know. For instance, I grew up in a loving environment, communal environment where we speak all languages. I will leave my mom's house and go to Mama Nkechi's house to eat and sleep. I will leave my Mama Nkechi's house and go to, you know, as a child, you were allowed to fraternize with everyone around your community. That is not the story today, where we have a lot of kidnappers all around us. Anyway, I want to say a very big thank you, ma. Maybe I should allow you to just drop your parting shots, then we'll go.
All I'm telling Nigerians, we are all one Nigeria.
We are.
Let's try to be one and be in each other. Because do you know, as I speak, some Yorubas or some people will never allow the children to turn out to another tribe, which is bad. They will never allow. By the time we are into each other, we should be able to understand and know what this Igbo man is. Nyamiri, I was hearing one person talking this morning in a mosque. You are feeding them with what you are not even sure of. Why not talk peace and let us live with that peace?
That's it.
Have one mind first, so we can be able to
work together.
Because I don't know, what have they? Okay, you personally, what has Amoibo done to you? What have Yoruba man done to you? You just hear and start, fighting for nothing.
Anyway, what we preach on Moments with Taikins is peace. Let there be peace in our lives, peace in our homes, peace in our nation, peace in our place of work. Let's work as a team. That's my priority, and that's what we preach on Moments with Taikins. Imela. God will bless you. Chuku gozege. Thank you, ma'am. Tanya Akipelu lorúkọ mi. Ìpàdé di ọ̀la lágbára Ọlọ́run ọba. Thank you very much for watching Opportune TV. We'll come your way by 11 a.m. tomorrow. See you. Double.